number one place that toddlers are finding pornography is YouTube Kids. Why? What is the reason behind this? There are videos that have been uploaded to YouTube Kids that appear to be kids' videos. They're animated cartoons and they look, really sweet and innocent from the beginning. But there are videos on YouTube Kids of Spider-Man and Elsa who are stimulating sex acts. Oh, wow. There are cartoon videos of strippers. There are videos of Peppa Pig drinking bleach and injecting things into his body. It's interesting because parents, they'll walk by their kids watching these videos on their iPad and they'll say, oh, they're just watching Peppa Pig. When in reality, it's a knockoff version of Peppa Pig that someone has created where he's injecting bleach and other things into his body. There are knockoff videos of Paw Patrol with suicidal themes, and the list goes on and on and on. In fact, there are over 100,000 accounts on YouTube Kids created by child predators who leave comments on videos targeting children.
Whoa. What you just said right there was over 100,000 child predators? Like, creating this content, leaving comments. Okay, so that should tell you a lot right there. Just listening to this, he's talking about it's not just pornography that children are being exposed to. It's all these adult themes, but with child characters that they relate to, characters that they love, and they're getting these emotional stimulation of these adult themes that really we shouldn't even have on television at all. And these kids are watching this and it's having an effect on them emotionally. They're experiencing things that they shouldn't. He said 100,000 accounts that are created by child predators. That is insane. But these kids are watching things that they really shouldn't be watching, shouldn't be exposed to. You wouldn't want them exposed to, even if it is masked with a character that they love. Even worse, right? Even worse, that it's coming through from a character that they think is innocent, that you think is innocent. And then they watch this and they go, well, if you're a parent who's allowing your child to watch this, then all of a sudden, you walk by and you're like, oh, everything's okay. And they're watching it and they're like, basically experiencing a trauma within them. It's definitely disturbing them emotionally and mentally, and it will show in ways that you're not even aware of just yet. You're going to see it as they become adults, the effects that this will have on them. There's another thing that I wanted to say about this, which was, if you give your child, if you're having them watch cartoons, they're going to make, and they watch cartoons regularly, they're going to make an emotional connection to the characters that they're watching. And then these child predators are going to use that as a way to draw your child in via these videos on YouTube, right? That are seemingly innocent, but they're knockoffs, obviously, and using these characters, I'm sure, without permission, but there's hundreds of thousands of them. So it's not like they could just easily be removed off of YouTube, which, by the way, isn't it funny? If you say certain things that YouTube doesn't want on there, they can remove that really easily. But this stuff, they leave on there. Isn't that interesting? The other thing is, this is so insidious. This is so insidious. It's so gross, really, because it's taking advantage of children, right? And it's like, you have to look at it from the perspective of these child predators are literally preying on your children, on their psyche. I imagine that they never come into contact with the children who are actually watching this, but they're getting off on creating children's content that is really perverse, really emotionally disturbed. That should be something that worries every parent. That should be something that should alarm you to not just trust YouTube Kids. You should not be using YouTube Kids with your kids. You should not leave your kids unattended watching any sort of video at all, that you have not watched yourself first and approve of. And even further to that, it's like your child shouldn't be watching videos unattended anyway, because you don't know what's going to come up, for one, but for two, you also don't know like their emotional response, what they may or may not understand, and the confusion that that may cause for them in that moment. And if you're not there to catch that, that could create like an entity within their minds that would be emotionally scarring, would create some weird personality quirk, would create something where they think of things in ways that don't logically make sense, but you don't know where it came from. So you're really at a disadvantage to solve the problem. Definitely don't let your kids watch YouTube by themselves. They shouldn't be watching any screens by themselves, especially if they're younger. This is the things that can happen. These are the things that can happen if you allow your children to watch cartoons, for one, and two, watch cartoons unattended, and three, leave them unattended with access to YouTube Kids, which I know a lot of parents feel like, oh, it's YouTube Kids, it's restricted. That gives me some safety. This is going to be okay. This is fine for them to watch. Wake up call. Take that stuff off your phone and stop plopping your kids in front of an iPad and leaving them alone with it.